Now, as we are discussing service, we know that you have been a member of the NCC, the National Cadet Corps, and you have also stated that had it not been for acting, you would have been a fighter pilot. But at that time, unfortunately, women were barred from joining the National Defense Academy, a policy which was only recently reversed in 2021. So, how did your affinity with the military and defense forces come to be?
I'll be very honest with you. I think I was in third or fourth grade where there was this serial called Sara Akash on Star Plus. Okay? It was a show all about pilots. And there was this character called Monica Singh who was a female and she was a pilot. All right. So that's when I was like, oh my, and in Bhadravati, surrounded by doctors and, my family is full of that and everything. I don't have an army background, absolutely. Nobody in my family is in the armed forces. But somehow the zeal, the passion, the enthusiasm, the way she used to give that Air Force salute and march and everything, I don't know what was it that in that character that it really struck that chord with me, and I was like, Appa, I think I'll be fighter pilot one day. He was like, oh wow, not bad. Okay, fine. Let's you work towards it. We'll see. It'll happen, but you have to work towards it every single day. I'm like, great. I'm going to do that. And I think I was in high school. I started, working out, reading a lot of things about this, about PABT, pilot aptitude battery test, this, that, everything that related to Air Force. Like my friends also used to gift me these Air Force books and everything, knowing that Asha wants to become a fighter pilot. And this on every birthday, I used to get something or the other. When either a plane or anything related to an aircraft, I used to get that. So I was like, okay, fighter pilot, fighter pilot. But back then, yes, it was not allowed for females. It was only commissioned just few years ago. But anyway, just having that dream itself made me a very different person. And only because of that, I finished my 10th grade and I told my appa, like, listen, I want to learn shooting. So put me to a college where there's NCC. So I was not worried about the academics of that particular college. I only wanted to know if they had a good battalion. My parents were like, okay, great. You have this thing for NCC? Fine. So that's how I went to Moodbidre to study in Alvas College. I am a proud product of 18 Karnataka Battalion Army Wing NCC. And yes, my life completely changed after that. So I was a school leader as well in 10th, and I used to do all these march past and everything on Independence Day, Republic Day, and everything. So one of those days when I was doing my drill, a professor walked up to me and he was like, "Beta, why don't you try for RD parade?" I was like, "What exactly is RD parade, sir?" He was like, "Beta, Republic Day parade, 26 January. What you see in Delhi, the way the marching contingent marches, NCC also has a senior wing woman cadet, battalion." I was like, "Oh, great! I want to do that." So I started prepping for it, and then with God's grace and my hard work and everything fell into place. I was guard of honor for President Pratibha Patil, and post that I ended up doing youth exchange program. I was a cadet ambassador of India for SAARC nations. I finished my camp in Sri Lanka. I came back. I gave my 12th boards, and by the time I came back from NCC, I was a completely different person, I would like to say. And if you want to ask me what NCC added to your life, I would say Rashtra Dharma. And I think that's bigger than any dharma. And that NCC teaches you how Rashtra Dharma can be your Swadharma. So it is not just about march past or singing national anthem or learning all these things. If you're a cadet, your way of living your life changes completely. And you do it joyfully. It's not like someone is forcing you to wake up at 4:30, 5:30, run around for 8 kilometers with, a gun on your hand like this or your cycles and all of that. It's just a way of life. Even when you come out from NCC and all these camps, when you lead your life as a civilian, it's a very different thing. And when you adapt, it's like you observe and you absorb. And when you take into your day to day life, you can do wonders, I feel. You suddenly start feeling like, you want 24 hours in a day is not enough. There's so much to conquer and do. It gives you that zeal, it gives you that passion. Most importantly, you start treating your country as your family. You will broaden your horizon. You will not be just stuck with you yourself, your amma, appa, siblings and everything. No, your country, your rashtra is your family. And think about that also, and be your best self whenever you're representing your country. My NCC training helped me when I went to represent my country at Miss Supranational pageant. I was Miss India. 1.3 billion people's responsibility, name, image on my shoulders. I had to carry it with dignity. And for that, what I learned in NCC really helped me. So, irrespective of whatever profession that you are in right now, NCC teaches you that Rashtra Dharma is bigger than anything. The song itself says, we have a theme song in NCC. So the song itself says, Hum sab Bharatiya hai, apni manzil ek hai. That's it.
Please remember to subscribe to us and switch on the notifications for this channel. For our other social media links, more content, and to support our work, please visit citti.net. Dhanyavad. Namaskar.